What are the expectations? And there's already actually criticism as to whether this will be effective.
Right, yes. Well, the emergency, as you say, is expected to be declared officially later in the day. The reason behind that is obviously that we're seeing record numbers of infections. We saw 6,000 across the country yesterday, which is the worst ever in Japan. For the moment, it's set to last for a month, from January the 8th to February the 7th. But it will be a lot less stringent than the last emergency, which was declared in April. So this time, residents will be urged to avoid going out only after 8 p.m., and bars and restaurants will be instructed to close at that time. There will be another push for remote working, and the government is seeking to cut the number of people who commute by about 70%. So this kind of emergency light won't have such a devastating effect on the economy, is the theory the government has. And one of the Bloomberg economy specialists sees it cutting GDP by about 0.7% per month it's in force.
Prime Minister Suga had insisted on keeping the economy open, right? He really supported those travel incentives to boost tourism, the tourism industry. That's been blamed for really spreading the infections all over Japan. What will all of this do to his political standing?
Right, yes. I mean, I think there has, certainly in recent weeks, been quite a conflict between what the public wants in terms of virus policy and what the Suga government is providing. So in a sense, I think Suga is capitulating to public opinion, which has very much called for stronger measures. And it's not only that the public who's putting this opinion forward. Shigeru Omi, who's been a top government advisor on the virus since the start of the pandemic, said with these weakened measures, a month is not going to be long enough to bring it under control, and that this emergency could have to be extended until March or April, which is obviously not particularly desirable. Another expert, Hiroshi Nishiura from Kyoto University, said also that more drastic steps would be needed to cut the cases significantly. But the thing is that the government is anxious to avoid the kind of economic pain we saw last year when the emergency triggered actually the worst economic downturn on record.